Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Wait, let me see. Can you hear me? Okay, it's working. All right. I felt like that was a complete Gary moment. All right. Okay, perfect. Hi, everyone. Let me repeat that again. I am so freaking nervous. Oh, Hokies, you're here. Let me, I was thinking about modding a few people, but I didn't have your, what's the word for it? YouTube page. Anyways, okay. Hi, welcome. This is my first time doing a TV show review. This is a new space for me. Give me a scary game, and apparently I'm good, but give me a TV show review, and then I go Friday Night Tights, and I'm like 9 words, and I have no idea what to say. So this is new. I'm kind of excited because this is this show. I watched the first episode and I tweeted it out. It was so good. And this is coming from watching The Northman yesterday and Doctor Strange the night before. I mean, The Northman was good, okay? It was a good movie. Doctor Strange, but oh my god, this is Doctor Strange down here. Northman is good, and the Firefly is just like above the ceiling. So, yeah, I'm gonna actually do a poll and see, because you guys know how much I love polls. Have you watched Firefly? Because I feel like most of you have, whereas I'm coming in with like super fresh eyes. And I mean, the show's so good. So we're gonna start with, I guess, the first episode. I have my notes here. Okay, so right before the show started, I was checking IMDb for like a quick synopsis if I needed to like refresh myself. And I go to Mark, I watched the episodes wrong. I don't know which episode I watched first because I'm looking at the titles and I'm like, I don't think I watched that show. So in the correct order. But he did remind me that the release date is different from the actual order it was supposed to be released in. So I watched it in the correct order. Episode 1 being Serenity, then The Train Job, and then episode 3 is Bushwacked. Whereas they started off with episode 2, which now that I'm looking back on that, that is like a completely stupid thing for them to do. They totally ruined it, because looking at episode 2, it was a good episode, but it wasn't as detailed as episode 1 was for character development. And like, that's why I loved episode number 1. Yes. Okay. So we have 84% that have watched Firefly. Holy crap. And there's 70 people here. Hi, everyone. Okay. So episode 1 starts off with the war. I was a little confused when the episode started as to what was happening, who was fighting. I later picked up that, yes, it was the independent people versus the Alliance, and having that crushing defeat that the independents had, which led to Malcolm, who was a veteran from that war, buying a ship and calling it Serenity. Makes sense. So the episode kind of starts off that way. I have to say, the first thing I thought of was, and I think it's because of the woke stuff, that the actress that played Zoe, I'm like, Black woman, check. I don't know why. It was the first thing I thought of. I don't know if anyone would have thought the same back in the day, probably not. And then I go, she is a strong woman, she can fight, all those things. And I'm like, why does my mind automatically go there? The woke stuff. But then I'm like, well, it all makes sense. She was in the war, she has some fighting skills, and she's friends with Malcolm. So that's why she's there. It makes sense. Why can't stuff with, you know, today's stories like Marvel be like that? Yeah, Zoe, Darth Nihilus puts it right. She is a bad I'm not gonna say the word. Yes. So yeah. Yeah, Perry Chan. That's the thing. It didn't cross our minds at the time. And now it's like you just automatically go there, and I have no control over it. And I'm thinking, oh, are they trying to sneak something in? Nah, not this time. It's just this woman exudes this personality that fits in with this character. So I thought that was kind of cool, just to have that moment and then kind of come to that realization. I don't have to think like this. I don't have to think like this. These characters make sense. The people who were casted for these characters, y'all were perfect, I have to say, you know? And then anyway, so we get to the ship. They are pillaging this cargo ship, and they pick up what I think is food. I'm not really sure. Food in this kind of time is very different because it there was a moment that they were checking the food and she ate it, and it's like it would last a week for a family. I'm like, I guess fresh food isn't a thing. So I thought that was kind of cool. They never actually said it specifically. It was a kind of like this nuanced indication that fresh food wasn't common. There was one scene I thought that was kind of cool how they set it up where Kaylee was eating a strawberry, and I kid you not, it looked like she had the biggest O face as she's eating it. It's just so happy. It's just like that taste, strawberry. And then there was another moment where on the ship they had made like lunch or dinner with like fresh tomatoes. They were so happy. I don't know. Anyways, so I thought that was kind of cool. It's kind of another thing that I kind of wanted to contrast with today's storytelling writing, where they like tell you what you should think from this situation versus watching it, taking your own indications from not just verbal but physical attributes. And I thought that was really cool. I'm not being forced to know all the things. I'm taking my own observations, picking it up, and making my conclusions from it. So anyways, they take the cargo, and it's printed with Alliance on it, so a little harder to sell. So they go to a planet, a place called Persephone, where they also want to make extra money, so they're picking up passengers. So they pick up a chaplain, which I thought was kind of interesting, seeing as these are like pirates, space pirates, Dr. Simon, and then this other dude, which we find out later is an Alliance officer. Okay, so once they pick them up, we find out that Dr. Simon has a little bit of extra cargo. Yeah. Yeah, Father Christopher Miller. They're not holding your hand. I absolutely love it. Let's see. Not pirates. They're space Confederates. Is that what the movie? What's that? What they're called? I'm not sure. Not sure. But yeah. Oh, and Jane. I forgot about Jane. Oh my gosh. He is like the biggest a-hole. Which I guess he's kind of similar to Malcolm in some ways, but like there are these moments that he has that, you know, he actually has morals, even though, brown coats. That's what they're called. Brown coats. Wow. People in the chat. Okay. Summer or, I forgot their Summer. And then what was, Kaylee's name? And Inara. Waifus from the season. I'm kind of wondering who is your favorites. All right. Most of you watched Firefly, so I'm going to end that poll. Everyone in the chat has different thoughts on best girl. Okay, best girl. Let's see. I don't know the actresses' names, so we'll go with their screen names. River. We have Inara, who is the companion. Oh, and they picked up Inara too from Persephone. And then Zoe and Kaylee. I think my best girl would be Inara. And I'll explain to you why. So when they pick up Inara, you learn that she is a registered companion. I kind of wanted to know more about her because she has the womanly traits. The womanly traits that people think are weak, which I don't agree with. Being a woman, you have a lot of things that are very strong. You can have your wits. You can have power over a man. as she has shown throughout the show. She literally makes men fall in love with her. There's this line that she has as she's walking away with Kaylee, where it's like, how many men wanted to save you from this, your profession, so to speak? And she's like, one, I guess I'm losing my touch, which is wild because it's like, you have to think women do have this advantage over men at times. There have been women who literally wars have been fought over. If you think about Troy, for example, I forgot her name, but there was literally a war fought over her because of her beauty. You know, Inara's beautiful. She's smart. She uses her cunning. And that, I think, is absolute strength, which apparently today they don't think so. But yeah. Oh, ooh, chat is saying Kaylee is best girl. Dang. It's not going to. Also, Kaylee, I freaking love her to death. She is so adorable. Helen of Troy. Yes, Helen of Troy. That was definitely absolutely crazy. Well, okay, Alexander River, at this point, I haven't, like, I did watch Serenity a long, long time ago. I want to see more character development. I know right now she's kind of not all there. So once, I mean, I don't know about the end of the show, but maybe closer to the end, she'll have more depth to her, because with the way her mind is right now, it's not all there. It is not all there. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Kaylee, back to Kaylee. She is the brightest, happiest person ever. The first thing I thought of when I saw her was, oh my God, she's like Krista. And you just are like, she's so adorable. And yet again, another strong woman in a sense that she is so positive. Positivity practically irradiates from her. On top of that, she's so smart. She showed her smarts in so many different ways. Of course, she knows how to run the ship, make it work. But even though she was hurt in this first episode, she still, collected herself and was like, I can still help. I'm going to help you guys. Isn't that strong too? She freaking got shot and she's still helping out. Yes. Eldridge, yes, Krista is Kaylee. And I mean, like, who wouldn't want a person like that around? Someone who's positive and uplifting and is able to be, a big part of the team, even though she is hurt. I kid you. If anyone got shot, like I've seen people get shot, it is not easy to deal with a bullet wound. Not at all. Not at freaking all. All right, Kaylee dropped down to 45%, and Nara's at 29%, River at 18%, and Zoe at 8%. All right. Oh, something I wanted to say too in regards to Nara. I think it's so interesting that a companion is actually a well-respected job. Like, the reason that they have her around is access, and she has them around so that she can build her clientele. Having her means that they can go to places and not get into fights. I thought that was crazy, because if you look at women today, maybe, or even in the last couple of 100 years, that profession, being a I guess companion hooker, is that what they're called today? Yeah, hooker. It's not as respected, I don't think. I'm thinking about how people think, oh, this person has sexual relations for money. Escort. Well, escorts can be pretty like high. Yeah, okay. So maybe an escort. If we're talking about escort, then yeah, it's, but I don't know, Canada, I don't think you could be an escort for a living here. I don't know of the States, but they're just not as respected. No one's gonna go out and say I'm an escort. Yeah. If the show was made today, instead of being called companion, be an OnlyFans girl. Uber geek. That is actually so freaking true. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's not what Mal calls her. Yeah, well, I mean, whore. She's a whore. It depends on where you're from, and I guess in this time and place, it's called a companion. but you have to register too. I don't know. As an X-ray tech, I have to get registered, or nurses, you have to be registered. So I don't know. Wow, Rocket Man, you mean marriage? No, that is that should be given freely in a marriage. Oh my god, chat, you guys are cray cray. Yeah, so where are we at? So they go pick up all these people, they fly off, they find out Simon has River, who is this amazingly gifted human being. How he explained it was so cool. He's like, I'm the top 3% in my class, smarts, everything I do, and she is bounds better than me. The way they explain it is so like sweet too, because you know he's her his his her brother, and he wants to make sure she's safe. I thought that I would love a brother like that. Save me. I go missing, find me. Y'all do a little bit of a research and then save. That cryo box, it was a little crazy. I don't know. I guess they could do cryo in the future. And then yeah. So she's psychologically damaged from all the, I guess, research the Alliance is doing into her. And then Lawrence, who ends up being this Alliance agent, reveals himself and pulls out his gun and ends up shooting Kaylee. I actually thought she died. Oh my god. They did. They tricked you so freaking good. I almost cried because I'm like, I love her so much already. And I've barely gotten to know her. Which is a testament to their writing skills. They created this character. She ends up being the sweetest thing in the world, and to have that emotional roller coaster that I had gone through, it was I guess intense. I never expected it, at least from that short of a show. It almost was like, you know, those Pixar movies that are like 5-10 minutes where they evoke so much emotion, or like Up. Oh my god, Up is like the shortest beginning, and you cry every time. They can't do characters like that anymore, which it kind of sucks. Like, I never felt that the entire time during the Doctor Strange movie. I was like, I'm excited, and then down, 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 down. There was no up and down, up and down. So, yes. I wanted to check something. Is Uber Geek just reminded me for stream. Okay. I'll keep this open just in case. Okay. So, after she gets shot, they take him down and they tie him up. Now, this puts into the next part, which I thought was heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching, excited, kind of scared that this was going to happen. So like I was explaining earlier, Jane, you kind of learn that he's a bit of a like a hard A word. You wouldn't expect him to be loyal. He's talking to the Alliance agent Lawrence, and the guy's like, you know, if you let me go and turn them in, you'll get so much money. You'll get so much money. You can buy your own ship. You don't need to be in this heap of junk. And I honestly thought that he was going to flip. And I think that's really cool how they kind of portrayed that little part of the story, because in the end, he doesn't. He actually has morals. And that's why I think he's such a cool character, because even though he's a bit of an a-hole, he is still loyal, which is a testament to the captain, Malcolm, who like emotes this loyalty from his crew, because even though he himself is a bit of a hole, there are these moments that he has as well, which show that he cares a lot more than you would have thought. There was this one moment, in episode, I believe it's 2 or 1, where you see he pokes fun at Inara a lot for her her job. But then there's moments where he protects her and protects everyone in the crew. And then you're like, that's the guy we know and love. And yes, no spoilers, HET, don't spoil too much. Because yeah, I'm only at episode 3. I still have like 11 episodes in the movie left. But yeah. So anyways, where are we at now? So they go and they sell the cargo to this other woman, and they end up getting double crossed. And I thought this fight was kind of hilarious because I don't know. I thought, how are they gonna win? They're not even like blocked by anything. The woman's hiding behind the horse with the shotgun, and there's against each other. And then you find out Zoe has armor. He's just hides behind a bush and ends up being okay. I guess maybe the whole training to be a soldier thing helped out with them. Makes sense. They're good fighting. They're good fighters with guns. And then they end up taking the money and dropping the agent there and flying off. I guess that is like the first episode, which is absolutely crazy. Ooh, and one more thing. I thought on top of that, the Reavers, there's a moment where they're flying past a Reaver ship. It was so freaking intense. And I don't really understand what a Reaver is as of yet. I mean, like, I kind of know that they're human, but they're not human. There's something going on with them. But the way that they kind of explained it was so interesting. They had Zoe telling, I think, either the chaplain or Dr. Simon that, they will rape you. They will, I don't know, lock you up, and then they will like skin you and wear your skin. And, if you do it in that order, you'll be lucky. Which, oh my God, that sounds freaky. Absolutely freaky. So another great like storytelling point that they do that, today's shows don't have. Yeah, Rocket Man. I mean, I remember the movie and being scared of Reavers. And I even remember, like, from the movie, the Chinese language kind of being in the show. I think from memory, it was because, there's so many Chinese people on Earth. It made sense that people learned a Chinese dialect as well as English. Am I getting this right? Christopher Miller, I saw Serenity like over a decade ago, maybe even 2 decades. But yeah, I kind of I searched for the Chinese sayings, some of them, because my father, he the only thing I know for sure that he says that they said in the show was "Aya." I don't know if there's anyone else that has a Chinese father. They say "Aya" all the time. But yeah, they said "Aya," and then I don't know if I'm going to say this wrong. It's like "Hua Le." It's not working. And then I have a bunch of stuff here that's bad words. Imran, China and US was the first spacefaring country. Ooh, that would make sense. It wasn't because of the Chinese colonization, Uber geek, but it's kind of, I think it's funny that they use it to like swear. Mark told me that. I need to learn these words and use this in like real life. Anyway, so that was episode 1. I was flabbergasted about how good it was. An hour and a half didn't seem like enough for the first episode. Great character development. Just the nuanced things that they were doing. They were feeding you enough information to make you come to your own conclusions. It was almost like it was so fresh, like a breath of fresh air in comparison to today's world. But that's just my first experience, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. There were, oh my gosh, some Streamlabs donations I want to get to before we go. As you guys see here, I linked at the top here my Streamlabs because I am not monetized yet. We have low watermark for $50. I don't have my, I don't think you can hear my clapping. Says, I hope you get monetized soon, Xray Girl. Hey, do you play Fortnite on stream? You should. You and Krista can kick butt together. I played once Fortnite, and I downloaded Epic Store on my computer, and it was so weird. The next day after that stream, I played Dying Light, and my computer was so slow. It could not stream at all. So Mark had told me before that the Epic Game Store does not do well with your computer. Plus, they like are looking for information. No, China is getting your info from there. So I don't do that. No more. But I did download it on my Switch. So I have to start playing it, see if I can play it. I'm not good with shooter games on controller. So that'll be interesting if I do that. But anyways, thank you, low watermark. I will try one day. I will try. The Uber Geek for $3 says Jane Cobb is just Ryan Kinnell in space. Oh my god. It's kind of true. And just like Jane, Ryan Kinnell does have nice moments. He does have nice moments. Okay. I saw earlier that Perry Chan's says his girlfriend says, oh yeah, all the time. It's not just me. But maybe after this stream, I'm hoping maybe after the stream, there's 107 people here that I will get monetized. Hopefully. All right. So let's get into episode 2. Oh, after this. And so forth for $20. Sorry, my clapping is so lame. Firefly reviews, such a good choice. Thank you, Ian So Forth. Oh my gosh. You guys are generous today. Very generous. All right. Episode 2. So comparing episode 1 to episode 2, I loved episode 1. Episode 2 wasn't as big of character development for me. I think there was small little nuggets in the episode, but in comparison, just it's just not as good. Sorry. Oh, one more thing. River and Simon are now part of the team because they need a doctor. I thought that was kind of cool. All right, so they start off at a bar, and it's like the Unification Day, which I guess is our, Canada Day, or I don't know, what do the people in the States call it again? 4th of July. Birthday of our country. So that was the day that the war was won. And of course, that is a very, very, very sore spot for Mal. He gets into a fight when this guy is just like, it's Unification Day! And he's like, nah. And funniest part, it wasn't even Mal who threw the first punch. I believe it was Zoe who threw the first punch. I think it was Zoe. Independence Day. Oh my gosh. Can you tell I'm not American? So the fight happens, and they're like, I thought it was so funny. They get thrown through like a window, which apparently is like real but not real. Like it just like unappeared and let the person fly through, no glass broken, and then became solid again. Your coat's kind of a brown color. Is that a thing? Oh yeah, they're the brown coats. Oh my gosh, and Wash. Okay. Yes, I didn't talk about Wash. I'm the worst. The the pilot of Serenity. Wash, again, as I went with earlier when I saw Zoe, my mind went to check mark. Relationship where you see a white man and a black woman. Couldn't help it. I'm tainted by 2020 woke BS. So, but no, he is absolutely funny. I love that he is a bit of a jokester. They are such a good couple, and and this is a little ahead of us, but in episode 3, when he speaks about his wife and all the good things that she is, it made me think about how like Mark will be like, you have such a nice butt. It's so nice and bubbly and big. And he does the exact same thing too to his wife, which I just thought was magical. It was, it's real life right there. Yeah. Oh, chat. Everyone is, you guys love them, right? They're so freaking cute together. If Zoe were mine, hubba hubba, Rocket Man, did you vote for Zoe? Because we got 45% Kaylee, 23% Anara, 20% River, and 12% Zoe. Poor Zoe. Not enough love for Zoe. Mark, you're not attacked. It's got, yes, Bonehead, that line. I need this man to tear off all my clothes off. I might have said that a time or so before. All right. Got a couple people say that they're Zoe fans. I actually knew her from Suits when she played the partner, one of the lawyers that are the partners. Loved her from that. But yeah, Wash and her, they are the couple to be. Let's see. Hi, Tugs. Here, we need to do this. There we go. You've been wrenched, Tugs. All right. They go to, after they get picked up by Serenity, who saves them, in this like funny moment where the Serenity is like, stop fighting or we will shoot you. So they jump on the ship and they're like, oh, we're just a transfer ship. We don't have guns like that. They have such cute little nuggets of jokes like that. You don't get that slight funny haha moments. It's almost cringe, some of the MCU jokes that you have. Like, I still laugh, but it's like, it doesn't feel intrinsic to the character, the jokes that are made. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're just like, and yeah. So they go try to make more money to this crime lord named Niska, who has this, like, I guess, like, Russian, maybe Polish accent. I couldn't figure it out. And then I thought, like, accents, like, how do you create an accent out in space? I don't know. He is kind of scary. They go and they're like, oh, we'll get the cargo, doesn't matter what it is. And he's like, I have a reputation, right? It's gossip right now. And he opens this door. This guy's like hanging from the ceiling with like cuts all over him. And I'm like, ooh, oh, yes, he is a bad guy. And then he goes, now it's no gossip. It's real. And I'm like, okay, well, you made your point. Reputation is solid. Yes, Eldritch, reputation is solid. And he's like, now your reputation is gossip for now, but we solid now. And so he does, he tells them, I'm gonna give you 50% now. Go steal this off the train, and then I'll give you the other 50% when we meet up. Yeah, he's very scary. So they go to the train. Zoe and Mal are on the train, and the plan is that, they're going to go find the cargo, and then Jane is going to come from the ship, like, while he's clipped, and land on the train and then grab the cargo. And so they end up doing it pretty well, but then one of the Alliance soldiers finds them, they get into a fight, and Zoe and Mal end up having to stay. I thought that was a great setup for all the things that were going to happen because, after that, the cargo goes up, Jane goes up with the ship flies off, Zoe and Mal are stuck. Then they put a little flare and they kind of reintegrate themselves back onto the train. They get stopped. The whole train gets interviewed by some, I don't know. It didn't look like an officer, but they made him seem like it. Oh, you think he's Finnish? Bonehead. Is he actually Finnish? Is that the accent? Yeah. Hoki's River can kill you with her brain. Well, not yet. She's a little bit in the head. She keeps saying the whole like 2 hands, blue hands or something, 2 by 2. Oh, the sheriff. Yeah. So he interviews everyone and they pretend that they're a married couple coming there to go on their honeymoon, which who would want to go to some mining town for their honeymoon? Anyways, and then they're like, oh, but we're actually here for a job. We're supposed to talk to this guy, Hog, and he ends up being dead. Oh, 2 by 2 hands of blue. Okay. Yeah, that it's really creepy and kind of like the foreshadowing. It's 2 by 2 hands of blue. Anyway, so they finish their little interview. Anara ends up coming, which I think is another show of how smart she is. She ends up telling him that, he's basically they're runaways and she went to catch them. He is supposed to be working for her, like kind of like a slave. And that since he ran away, she's going to add another 6 months on top of what he owes her. And I forgot what she said Zoe was to her. But I just thought it was so amazing how she convinced this guy, even though he kind of believed them, not really, and made it so, in other words, convincing that her story was real. And yes, first time I'm watching. I haven't seen it, so no big spoilers, please, in the chat. After that, they end up going back to the ship. They did find out that the cargo that they stole was medicine for some sort of malady that is wasting people's bodies away. If you breathe in the mine air, that you get, I forgot what the name of the disease was. And even though the guy that was interviewing the officer, he's never been in the mine, he has it as well. So that medication's for them. When they go back, they end up saying, we're returning the medicine for them. The money's not worth it. It's kind of nice to hear that they have morals. It's not just always about money. It's about helping people if they're more in need than them, because they can always go make money, but these people cannot live without the medicine. They will literally Andrew Matthews, it's not bad. Yeah, staying on the planet will make you sick. They end up going back to the ship, and Niska's little cronies come back and they're like, oh, you didn't come see us at the checkpoint, so we came to see you. They have a gunfight, which I thought was so cool. Again, everyone's shooting their guns. The girls who don't, shoot guns, like I think it was Nara, River, and we're like kind of hiding behind, they were smart. They're like, we're not part of this gunfight. You guys do your thing. And they end up subduing the cronies. And Mal goes and returns the medicine. And then he gives the money to the crony, the first one, and is like, this is your refund. You're going to go back to Niska and tell him that there's no deal. And he goes, no. Mal just kicks him and it goes into the engine. And I was laughing because the next guy, he's like, goes through his spiel again. He's like, it's all good. I get it. I'm going to tell him. It's crazy how, even though, he makes these moves that are a bit ruthless, and yet I am rooting for him. He's so nice to these people of this town, and it just, that loyalty and the morality, even though it's a bit gray, in space cowboys and whatnot, it's kind of funny how even though he just killed a man right there, you're still like, Mal is just, he's awesome. He's freaking awesome. And so forth, the anti-hero. That is an interesting term. So when I was in school, university, the first time I ever heard of that was reading the book called Dexter, which coincides with the TV show, where they called him a bit of an anti-hero. And I will only say this for at least the first season, where he's kind of curtailing his desire to kill people to bad people, like villains, people who hurt other people, etc., etc. So putting that term on Mal, I would agree. He does good, he does bad, but within his morals, he feels like he's doing the right thing. You could also say that about a villain, but it just makes sense. And they do a great job portraying his character in this positive light, even though he's killing people. It's the bad guys. This guy who literally is stealing medicine from people to make money. Of course, bad. Not a fan. So, yeah. Mal has his own code. Yeah, he does. BS says Jane is freaking hilarious. Foil to Mal. Oh, okay. Arch Demi Dragon. It's not morals, it's ethics. Yeah. A flawed hero. Okay, Eldritch, I could see that. He is a flawed hero. He's kind of like Robin Hood. Steal from the rich, give to the poor. If you're one of his people, he will protect you. Even though sometimes with that protection, it's doing something bad. Yeah, I like that. I really like that. Mal is a hero. Jane is an anti-hero. Ooh. Well, I mean, Jane hasn't shown much anti-hero. He's been kind of like, he's a bad guy. Like when he tried to take over the ship, and Simon kind of stopped him. That wasn't a very heroic move, though. That was a selfish move. He's like, I want to make the money. We said we were going to make the money. It's so hard. I don't know what to call any of them. But it's like, you think of Simon. Simon is a straight, good character. Protect his sister. Do good. He's a doctor. Don't hurt people. He hasn't really hurt people that I could tell, unless it's to protect his sister. So maybe I'll find out by the end of the show what I can call them. Tug says it's funny knowing what happens to all these characters. You'll see they end up being not what you think they are, especially Jane. Toki says Robin Hood actually robbed the tax collectors and gave the money back to the people. They changed it to rob the rich and give to the poor. Oh, well, Hokies, as Eric Jula says, taxation is theft. We're just stealing the money that they took from us. Oh, BS says Mal is neutral good. Neutral good. That does make sense. Yeah. And maybe at that point, Jane is neutral bad. He's like kind of edged more to the bad side, but there's still some good there. Ugh. Oh, thank you, Kim Lipson. Oh my God. Mark says Mal is chaotic leaning good. This is like D&D stuff. I love it. Oh my God, Eric July should be like Robin Hood, although I don't think he steals from the tax people. But you know. All right. So, let me see. There are some things that I put down here. Oh, chat, you might be able to help me with this. What does Gorham mean? Because they said this a few times and I forgot to research, so I popped in the chat Gorham. They said, like, they used it a few times in the, I didn't understand. Let's see. Oh, is this Chinese too? I just don't know. Okay, well. I got that wrong. I thought I meant something else. All right, thank you, chat. Thank you, chat. It is Chinese. Okay. Wow. I just swore. Well then. Whoopsies. All right. We are going on to episode 3 now. Episode 3. Uber Geek, just because I'm Asian doesn't mean I know how to speak Chinese. Although I did post on a Instagram story. English is actually my third language. My first were Vietnamese and Cantonese, although now I only speak English. So English is my third language and my only language. Oh, Gorham. All right, Bushwacked, episode 3. I thought this was really cute. They started off the episode playing like this, like, futuristic version of basketball, but not like the cool futuristic. It was kind of like the ghetto futuristic. So they're playing basketball, but they like suspended this hoop, I guess like a tire well or something, and then you like throw the ball through to get a point. It was like a nice moment of them having fun, and you know, Kaylee gets to flirt with Simon because she has a little crush. And yeah, then all of a sudden the alarms go off, and my first thought was that it was Reavers, and because I was like, oh, constantly scared. This is like the pirates of the other pirates, the scarier pirates. You don't want to face them. It's actually a stationary ship that's kind of just spinning there, and they decide to go up to the ship because they don't think there's any survivors and to see if there's anything they can steal if there are no survivors. Who's flying this thing? Oh wait, it's me. Bonehead, I am not skilled in kung fu. I did do Muay Thai for a little bit though. The Wash one-liners are absolutely freaking hilarious. I'm waiting for the day that we don't see Wash on the ship though, because he's always been there. Like even when they land and go places, he's always just like on there. He hasn't moved off the ship. This is the first time I've seen him. No, he was having lunch, but not in the cockpit. All right. The alarms go off. They go onto the ship. Zoe and Mal go first in their space suits. Oh, Mark, stop it. They find out it's fine. I love that there's still practical jokes in it. Jane tells Simon, I'm going to go ahead. You sit up. I'll meet you there. He ends up wearing the suit, and Simon comes in on the ship. Everyone's not wearing the suit, and he's just like, well, this happened. Why are we talking about my booty in the chat? Mark, did you start something? I blame Mark. Anyways, so they go on the ship. I'm just being distracted by booties here. And there's no one. There's absolutely no one. And so they end up stealing stuff. They kind of go off. Mal and Zoe Simon and Kaylee, and Jane goes off by himself, which I guess he could take care of himself. Jane is in the kitchen, ends up getting attacked by, I guess, the lone survivor. And they hear the attack, so they go running to him. They find Jane by himself, and it's like, there was someone here. They were big and scary and all that. It ends up being this little guy. And I like the banter between Simon and Jane, you know, like kind of good against evil. Like both of them are technically good. And Simon goes, big guy. You know, it's a wonder you're still alive. We're still talking about the booty in chat. He was bigger when I couldn't see him. Yes, BS. I thought it was absolutely hilarious because Mal like knocked him out with a punch. And yeah, I mean, if someone were to attack me from behind, I'd feel pretty big too, I guess. That's what she said. So they keep looking and they find like seeds and food for them to start, like what would it be assumed the 5 families that were on this ship to start a new life, which I thought was crazy. You know, when we were watching the beginning and they were talking about how like now that we've found places and create gravity and all that, people are spreading out and creating settlements. So they end up taking all that stuff and they bring the survivor back to the ship, as well as all the stuff that they just found on that ship. There was a moment on the ship, and I was really confused about it. Ended up reading in a synopsis what it was because I had no idea. There's these things that the Reavers, I guess, put on the ship that attaches to a docking ship that if you pull away, you explode. So again, another instance where Kaylee shows like her smarts. She ends up undoing it. It pulls away and they can leave without fear of blowing up. It was 12 families. I don't remember. I tried to write notes, but I also wanted to be in the episode Arch Demi Dragon. So, okay, maybe it's 12 families. Yes, they booby trapped the ship. Kaylee, she's like some sort of smart engineer. I love it. I love it. Another strong moment that isn't, I got to fight. Ooh, and then of course, they knew it was Reavers. They found all the dead bodies kind of hanging from the ceiling. It was very like that moment where Niska had that guy hanging upside down. There is something kind of symbolic about people being hung upside down, I'm seeing in the show, where, they're evil if they do that. So, and I mean, it's pretty scary that it's an intricate that they killed all these people and strung them up on these chains and left them up there. Ooh, ooh. So, I mean, if it further shows that this set of people, Reavers, crazy people, are evil, I'd say so. So they take the stuff from the ship and the guy, they put the survivor in the med bay on their ship. They end up kind of locking him there because I don't remember, did he do something that was like kind of creepy? His mind's not all there. Ooh. It kind of creeped me out because I guess he saw all those people getting killed, and I don't know, if you saw your family getting killed in front of you, I'd probably be a little cray-cray. A little cray-cray. Bonehead says Reavers are demonized allegory for body modders. Well, that's creepy. The survivor was broken in mind. Yeah. So I guess he kind of became a little bit like a Reaver too. They end up getting captured by an Alliance ship, which when I don't know why, but when I see the Alliance ship, because it has the kind of like a base and like the 2 towers, I think of like a bunny because it looks like ears. I don't know why. I'm like, oh, so scary, the Alliance. And of course, the lights have to be green on the Andrew Matthews. There's no hydrate here on the building as well. So I guess green is a scary color of them. And they end up capturing the ship. But I love how and this is another kind of layer to Mal, is that he knows that the Alliance is after the brother and the sister. So he ends up taking all the cargo that's hidden in behind like the Firefly ship and putting it in sight to hopefully divert them from seeing them hide the brother and the sister. You know, they actually, I think the brother thought that he was going to give them up to the Alliance, you know, make it easy for them. But then, you know, it shows that loyalty that you kind of saw at the beginning from him in protecting his own, you know, you're my crew, I'm gonna protect you. Carnivorous bunny. Yeah, I mean, oh, I guess it's kind of like me on D&D. And anyway, so they hide the brother and the sister. They end up getting captured. I love these interviews with that Alliance officer. Just it's so funny. The Wash is like saying all this nice stuff about his wife. You know, she's got you have you seen them legs? Have you seen what's on top of those legs? And he's like, she's a warrior woman. Whew, she's hot. And you know, they interview her as well. Not I forgot what she said. I remember the interview with the chaplain, which I think is an interesting thing because the chaplain, you think, you know, religious human, he is you know, a very do-gooder person, but he says this line where, you know, in the outskirts of like the outside of the central cities, that gray line is a bit fuzzier, you know, rules are fuzzier. It's not black and white, you know. So even he is like acknowledging that, you know, good and bad aren't, you know, opposite. There's a lot of in between. And even the little interview with Inara too, you know, why are you with him? Well, I dock my ship there. I help them land in places that they can't land, and I go to places that I could expand my client list. And I think it's kind of cool, this symbiotic relationship between someone who, like as I said earlier, companion, they have status, they're respected. And I I wrote this little line here, and it's almost like this is like feministic in a way. It's like using that female power. It's not just, you know, looked down upon. And I find it kind of interesting because right now we're seeing feministic traits being looked down on. We have to be more masculine in order to look strong. So she is, you know, using her womanly ways to have power, to have status in this world. It's absolutely like a contrast to today, which is crazy because feminism, when it started, is about, you know, equality, you know, want to be equal. But no, now we just want to become men. Yes. And femininity. Inara is all femininity. And she knows it. She uses it. She wears these beautiful dresses. She has her hair done, her makeup, and she knows how to use it in order to bend people to her will. So yeah, loved her little interview, and I kind of had that moment where it was just wow, clicked in today. Love it, love it. Um, then he's talking to Captain Mal, and they go into the whole lore about the war, and that's where I kind of like learned and pieced together the Independent versus the Alliance, because I probably totally missed it watching it the first time. And then all of a sudden he's about to be taken away, then someone comes and is like, oh, there's a problem. So that survivor he ended up getting taken to the med bay, and he got a knife and ended up, I guess, killing. They never actually showed it, but killing, hurting the medical staff. And then I guess he escaped into the Serenity ship. And it's very interesting to see because he's really creepy. The whole before they were even captured, he like cut his tongue and pretended that they were the one torturing him. Like, this mind break is just wild to watch. And then he goes and escapes into the ship. The brother and sister who had been outside of the ship, kind of hanging out, hiding in their little spacesuits, they come back in once the search is, calmed down. And this is kind of a look into more of River's psychic powers. I'm going to go with psychic powers. Seems pretty psychic. And she doesn't want to go into the kitchen area. She's like, no. Let's not go over there. And because she somehow, I guess, knew that Survivor Reaver was in there. And then he hear Mal coming with all those Alliance officers. And the brother and sister end up hiding. Mal walks through. Then he sees that the helmet and, placement, they're smart. The helmet's there. The brother probably was there and is hiding. He walks in, sees the brother and sister, and wants to divert their attention. But then the Reaver ends up attacking. And, this is crazy. Attacking that, like, captain guy. And Mal takes his handcuffs and, like, snaps his neck. That was like, I don't know. I do like crack my head a lot. So was the first thing I thought. Ends up killing the guy. That guy, there was such gross things on his face. Wonder if I could find a picture of it. Reaver, Firefly, episode 3. Hopefully this does not pull up. Oh, no. Just creepy zombie looking creatures. But he had like these weird things on his face. They were just so creepy. I don't know what they were, but it's really gross. I mean, I'm afraid of a paper cut. And but yeah. Anyways, so he ends up killing him. The Alliance ends up letting them go, but they did take the cargo that they took from that first ship. And they let him go. This show, I don't know what they do, but it's so freaking good. I'm sad that they ended on just season 1 and of course the movie, because I want more. And I'm only on episode 3. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. There was a couple more things that I wrote here that I thought would be good to talk about. Let me see here. I feel like I've hit most of the things. Yeah. I think the best thing I can take from this is that the characters have great development. They're not two-dimensional, like Simon, even though he's not just good, he has depth to him. River, we're starting to figure out more about her. She has these psychic powers. She's that moment when she was outside on the ship in her spacesuit and she comes back in and says, I want to do that again. She's still kind of kid-like. She has these very, wide eyes, summer child type of thing. Going out for a walk in space is amazing. It's just, every character, they're not crappy. Is the best way I can. Oh my gosh, Woad Warrior, you're right. I actually care about them. And if it wasn't like that moment when Kaylee got shot, that moment kind of solidified that. It was like, I care about her. I care about all of them. They're not like, they're so much depth to them. But yeah, I keep saying the same words, but it's just my head is astounded. Yeah. Is this like, okay, I've seen a couple of Joss Whedon stuff, but like, heck, some of his best work. Yes, BS. Even Jane, who I know seems like a crappy person, but we saw good in him. We saw good in him from the first episode, you know, when he didn't turn them into the officer. It's crazy. It's crazy. They are family, or use the show's parlance, they're your crew. And the other thing is, even though they have diversity in these characters, I don't look at them as their diversity. You know, I see bits and pieces of these characters as I would in most shows and movies. You know, that person is like, oh, that's like my brother. You know, brotherly love. I know that. You know, loyalty in the captain. I've known people who are horrible to work with, you know, because they're you know, regimented, a bit of a hard A word, and yet you still have so much respect for him, kind of like a Jane and Captain Mal. It's just they it's just amazing how the writing and, you know, of course, the actors and actresses have, you know, brought this feeling that I have towards them because I can relate to them. It's not about the color, gender, all that. You know, I relate to every single one in some way. Yes. But yeah. Oh God. I have a week in between this week to because I work Monday evening, but next Monday I will be doing episodes 4 to 7. You guys have been absolutely amazing. I'm hearing such good things about Jaynestown, and that's what, episode 7. So I'm gonna watch Jaynestown for next week. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Ian Soforth, Jane is your spirit animal. Gosh, if I had a spirit animal, I'd probably be closest to Kaylee. I think. I don't know. Okay, chat. I'm gonna let you decide. Who is my spirit animal? Spirit character. We'll go character. Let's see. I'll put Kaylee and Nara. Wow, Mark says Snorlax. Zoe. And I'll put, I don't know, Mal. Oh no, I'm gonna put Jane just for fun. Guys, can you imagine me like Jane? Who am I most like? I feel like it's Kaylee, but I'm not. There are the positivity is very much like me, but I think I have like bits of Inara and bits of maybe Simon or Mal or something like that. Like I wouldn't say I'm 100% Mal at all. Like definitely like 30%. Wow! 21% of you said I'm like Jane. But yeah. Ryan is like Jane. I know. And then does that make Jeremy like Mal then, I guess? Kaylee except bananas. Thanks, Ashray. Oh, thanks, Jill. Is that due to Mark's use of saying my booty is so ghetto? Oh my gosh. All right. I'm gonna say you guys think I'm like Kaylee. I love it. We're gonna call Ryan Jane from now on. He does have hustle. Wow, what Gungnir. I don't know who that is. Saffron, Bridget, and Yolanda. Gosh. Guys, if you guys could watch the episodes with me, I would really appreciate it. In 2 weeks, episode 4, 5, and 7. And I have so many plans on watching more shows. We got Buffy, we got Star Trek, Doctor Who. Gary loves like Babylon 5. All those stuff. I have to watch Indiana Jones. Guys, Oh my god. Maybe in between before Buffy, I'll watch the Indiana Jones one movie at a time. I'm so excited. Jay Hailstorm is like, wash. I can't listen. Oh my gosh. Eldritch, what about episode 6? It's 4, 5, 6, 7. So we got 4 episodes because I got 2 weeks to watch them. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Yeah. Farscape. Ooh, Battlestar. Guys, there's so many things to watch. So many things. And I haven't seen them. So this is kind of a nice way. If you guys want to watch it again and chat with me, I've had so much fun kind of talking to myself. You know, if you guys watch it, people watch it and want to chat actually with me, maybe that could be a thing too. I don't know. Yeah. 2 weeks for 4 episodes. Yeah. So like I said, in the description is how I've kind of separated this, so I'm not kind of going through all of it, because even though I've talked about 3 episodes, I've actually missed quite a bit too. The little stuff that happens, and I don't want to, but talking about 3 episodes, you're going to miss stuff. So I want to give each of them its due. So, oh my god, there's so much in this chat right now. Battlestar Galactica, Stargate SG-1 Atlantis. Oh my gosh. What's BSG? Oh, Battlestar Galactica. Gosh. Yes, Tugs. Maybe next episode. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Don't tell Gary you're binging. Well, I mean, this has been released for like over. When did they release these episodes? Like what? 2000? Was it 2000? I was looking at IMDb earlier. IMDb Firefly. It's been well over 20 years, I believe. Yeah, 2002 to 2003. Okay, guys. These are already spoilers at this point. Wow. And I'm not watching them on release order. No, episodes are down there on the way you're supposed to watch it. Yeah. So there's a lot of great things in the future, guys. And you guys have been amazing. I cannot thank you guys enough for my first nerd stream, I guess we could call it. Am I officially not a normie now? Am I officially not a normie? I want to say yes. I want to say yes. And officially, I am like Kaylee. Perfect. I love you guys so much. Thank you for making my first stream watching a show that is bounds better than any of the shows that have been released this year, minus reality show. Freaking love reality show. 90 Day Fiance. You cannot replace 90 Day Fiance. It's just different, you know? Yeah, I'm not a normie anymore. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I will be back in 2 weeks. I will do, of course, like gaming streams in between. Back in 2 weeks for the next episodes 4, 5, 6, 7. Monday, May 23rd, 6 p.m. so far, subject to change. Hopefully not. If you guys want, you guys can follow with me. And yeah, if you haven't yet, I am on Twitch, Xray Girl 2077. Here, you can subscribe here, Xray Girl. Poor Choices on YouTube as well, where I co-host with Tugs about relationships and reality television. And, you know, Twitter, Instagram, all those good things. I just posted a bunch of questions people asked me. So if you have more questions, you can, you know, pop yourself there. Yes, I popped my nerd cherry. Yes. Perfect. You guys have been amazing. If you haven't yet, please like the video, subscribe, pop a comment on there. You know, all the good things. This is so cringe for me to say. What else do they say on YouTube? Ring the bell for notifications. I'm cringing at myself. But again, you guys have been awesome. I love you all. I hope you have a good night. Okay? Mwah. Bye.